What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of May 21st and the 22nd of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you had a great week and are ready for this weekend. It is kind of a wild ride weekend, but I'm excited to look at it with you, and hopefully it goes very well for people. And let's see what we got here. Okay, well, we are fully loaded and locked in here Saturday to this Gemini season, and we get the Mercury Cazimi today too, which is, I believe, at like 4:45 or something Pacific time, PM, which is wild because I'm going to be at a wedding Saturday, and they're literally getting married exactly like pretty much at that Cazimi. Oh, actually, it's 11:50 in this chart. Okay, come on. Double click, erase. Thank you. This is actually moments before it. So we'll be at about noon Pacific time. So disregard the first comment. But anyways, interesting day to be signing wedding contracts. Anyways, so Gemini season with the ruler and a Mercury Cazimi. This is the sun, burning a message through our mind, through Mercury, and really showing things internally about our environment that we need to focus on. We're definitely bringing up the truth in a big way, and being able to take this download and like accept the truth for just exactly what it is, the truth, and however that shows up in your life, that presents it, because it's going to bring up environment stuff, it's going to bring up your personal life. And it's almost like you have to slow things down a little bit here, and get back to concentrating on what's really important. And we're out of Taurus season, so it's like we definitely did a big value check over the last 30 days, and now it's time to make the changes. We're in mutable air now, so it's really changing things up, staying stimulated. I don't think we're going to have any issues with stimulation moving forward. I think that there's a lot of things that are going to start, happening quick, fast, and in a hurry in Gemini season. And it is about, discovering what the truth of the information is and being able to have those debates and talk about things. But, what's the internal dialogue right now with yourself? I think that is very important. And, being honest with the truth of what that internal dialogue is, and not all of it might be the truth. So it's definitely, going back and forth with your own set of twins within you, and, figuring out which twin's the evil twin, which twin's the good twin. And it is in the Pleiades at 0 Gemini. So, there's a good twin in there that's trying to pull for you and have you, win and make the right changes. But there's also, that energy coming off of Algol and all the trines to Pluto and Pluto and the moon, and even Mars starting to sextile that Pluto. There's some dark stuff that is coming up that we have to not attach ourselves to, but be willing to see the light, see the truth, and change for the better value, the higher integrity of yourself. That moon is in Aquarius, of course, this weekend, especially Saturday. We'll finish up on Sunday and come into Pisces, but on Saturday we're going to see, moon Saturn. We're going to see that moon square Uranus, but we are going to see it make nice aspects with sextiles to Chiron and Venus, and Venus is getting close to that sextile with Saturn too. So a lot of this is about being objective enough in life and looking at your own individuality, your own values in life, and, really connecting to what that is. There's going to be a lot of disconnections. There's going to be a lot of almost like I have to turn this light completely off and hit the light switch so that you can, walk into another room in life and kind of like change or turn the light switch on and see how beautiful that area can be. It's almost like walking through a door and being like, wow, I really do need to commit to something that's of a higher purpose and, really better for myself and my personal life. And, I feel like it does bring, kind of hard decisions, big decisions. It's not fun in games, although I would say even Mercury and the Sun, even it's a cazimi though, it's like Gemini is kind of fun in games. There's trickster energy. So, where are we getting tricked? Where are we tricking ourselves? Getting to the bottom and the truth of these things and being able to, and I think with the moon in Aquarius, really take a step back and look at the, objectivity of what's going on while we have so much subjectivity going on as well within us, over here in this part of the chart, and of course over here too. But he's like, lots going on internally, but what is that reflection like with people? This definitely brings up a lot of people in your life, with the Aquarius energy, friends, groups, and even Gemini is like, well, who's really in your environment? Like, definitely can bring up family energy or, just people that you're around. So you have to pay attention now, like, really, who are you around, and are they part of a better, more connected life or not? And being honest with that too. And there's definitely energy with the moon making good aspects to the Aries energy. We can really free ourselves, but we have to get back to what it is we really want and who we really are, and trying not to take on too much of another, but really finding your true character, your true integrity, and moving forward through slippery times with Mars getting ready to leave Pisces coming up on Tuesday. It's just gets slipperier and slipperier. Mars gets lost in the abyss, and it just came off Neptune, so, and it's in between Jupiter and Neptune, so it's not like this, we're not out of the water yet. We're actually very deep in the water, and we can actually like drown here, if you will. So we have to be making smart decisions, so we don't drown ourselves spiritually and even physically. And I don't mean like actually drown, but by taking on too much energy that is not good for you and not beneficial, not bringing the right kind of excitement, but just a lot of intense stuff, which we can use to our favor and purge these things, and the moon will square the nodes. So really, it's so much of this is about purging, these aspects that we get so emotionally attached to, but being emotionally intelligent enough to take a step back and be like, whoa, I can't believe I was attached to that, but it's okay that I learned, because so much of this is this big lesson of really making a change for what your independent, subjective truth is. But we actually have to kind of step back now with the moon in Aquarius and be like, oh, that's where I was BSing myself. That's where I was BSing someone else. And once we identify with these things, it's like, whoa, we can really surrender to that moment and move into, really positive energy. But wow, we have to really go through a lot of emotion to get there. And, it's kind of all over the place, and then trying to crack down or feeling like, is this really what's going down? Is this really the truth? Only you will know that, within yourself, and that's where you kind of have to make those big decisions. As we come to Sunday, the moon will come into Pisces, and it will make that third quarter square over to the sun, and even Mercury retrograde before Mercury degresses back into Taurus later today on Sunday. But the Pisces Gemini, it's a clown show. We can definitely be feeling so many sensitivities about what the truth is in life and where these eclipses are trying to take us. Because remember, this is a third quarter square to the eclipse. It was at 10 degrees of Taurus. And a lot has gone down, So we're really starting to see, as we close out this eclipse, really intense eclipse energy, which doesn't fully dissipate for another 5 to 6 months, but this really intense part of it, what it really was that we had to purge to go towards better things, and what do we really have to surrender to actually be in the most authentic truth, and to not go crazy or to lose our minds, but to stay somewhat, grounded with the North Node in Taurus, grounded for your uniqueness and individuality in different ways to make it happen. And, to really have faith with the moon in Pisces that, in that surrender, you will find truth, and you will, things will make sense, but it's almost very emotionally confusing. mentally confusing, and so much inward processing and trying to figure out what's yours, what's not yours, what's from the past, what's from your guides, and what's going into the future. I mean, we're definitely going to be vulnerable to a lot of different attacks. So I think Sunday is very important to really protect your energy and to really use it for the light. And this energy is still in the Pleiades with the sun and Mercury, and the moon squaring that energy, and it's like, okay, I'm really ready to go and follow God's direction here, and what feels like it can, open me up to some really beautiful things in life that can be created and be tangible and real. But gosh, there's a slipperiness to this too that can really take us into some dark places, some high anxiety places, and just being as mindful as we can about what's true and what's not true, because I feel like so much information is going to start coming out in the world, but especially in our personal life and even within our own internal dialogue here, that the truth of what's really yours and what isn't yours, and being able to cut through that is going to be so important. And you're going to have to, have a high spiritual sort of sensor on for that. And Mars is in between Jupiter and Neptune, of course, and making that sextile over to Pluto as it's finishing up in Pisces. Like, we are on a slip and slide big time, but it's a slip and slide into, really a big rebirth and revitalizing energy of, a bigger soul purpose, a bigger spiritual purpose, seeing the truth and letting, the old stuff and the old sort of system in our own lives and in the world kind of do its thing and phase out, and, try and find confidence and use our strong will here to follow our soul, follow our heart, and follow the truth in your life, because we're at a point where that's all we get is our independent truth, and building the value of life around that is so important. And, we have to be courageous. We have to be in courageous, powerful, but also individual relations where, we're not going to quit and not going to give up, but making things happen. And, especially with Venus starting to sextile over to Saturn, we're, kind of starting to feel that energy ramp up. The only relationships that are going to work are ones that are strong and of their own independent truth and individualized, and trying to, go into a positive future. And it's not about, this obsession with another, or, these emotional needs that we can put on other people. But really the solidarity within each individual person, and people that are on that same page with each other are going to have, amazing relationships, whether it's friendship or whatever you're building a relationship to in your life. But there's also, if we're not seeing that, oh boy, can we slip into some really weird patterns or take on some really weird energy. And there could be some, it's kind of crazy town on Sunday. So trying to navigate crazy town, and whether it's in your personal life or in the world, or what's coming in, and all these different feelings, staying grounded and staying strong and moving forward is very important. And we're also seeing the sun sextile Jupiter. So, there's just a lot of things that within our own ego and our identifying and factor within us and our heart that are really trying to expand. And really, it's so important to be in groups right now. It's so important to be in community and to have people that are tight, but at the same time, there's something about, knowing your truth and being a group of one, and, really being your guiding energy here, and expanding who you are so that you can help others when needed. But, definitely you kind of want you got to have your own truth figured out. And this weekend kind of really brings that to the forefront. And just got to be honest with yourself. I mean, that's what I feel like when I look at this chart for the weekend and the astrology. It's just the truth will set you free, and the lies will take you into a. And I'm not just talking about lies that other people might say. I mean, we lie to ourselves very often. We got to be very honest and not lie to ourselves. That's going to be the most important thing, and that is actually even harder to identify with, in my opinion. Maybe not yours, but mine. anyways, we got this. It's yeah, I mean, we're gonna start to see what these eclipses were all about, and the changes that have to be made, and a lot of mutability on Sunday, and coming into more of that. But it's okay to make changes for better things, and that's really the big message that we're in right now. The High Priestess in reverse. It just feels like psychic attacks to me, or having the truth show up and just not wanting to look at the full picture or not get the full thing. You know, it's like, gosh, we really have to trust ourselves, and we have to trust our intuition, and it's going to show us things that, you know, maybe we don't want to see, but damn, paying attention to that can be so helpful. And what's up with that High Priestess reverse? Knight of Swords in reverse. Be careful if people are trying to come in and save you right now. You know, it is a time where we got to save ourselves and figure out our own truth and cut through, you know, that, and then move forward. But I don't know. I just feel like people, I feel like there's psychic attacks, and people are going to try and show you your way and how to, you know, fix yourself and how to save you. And, you know, that I wouldn't take too much unless, you know, you asked for the help. But when people are just showing up and trying to tell you how to go about your life, like, is that really your truth? Page of Cups in reverse. Oh man, yeah, it's just one of those weekends. It's going to feel like, you know, the cups just getting poured out emotionally, and a lot of things that are going to have to be understood and figured out and detached from. And, you know, we have to just stay curious and stay open. We don't want to block ourselves off completely, but we do have to figure out some kind of boundary system about what's ours and what isn't ours, and, you know, and go through the depth and go through the change. And, you know, I'll pull one more. Let's see what we get. Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's just one of those weekends. You know, trying to feel like we have the power to make the change, or to, you know, feel good. And it's like there's a lot of things that could show up to try and derail you, and it doesn't have to. It's just like you have to be really strong in your own self and intuition right now, and you'll do fine. And you know, you have body armor, you have boundaries, but I don't know, just be careful about what's trying to come into your life right now. So, sending you all my best. Love you all very much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all Monday. Much love. Peace.